Hello Zainey friends, and welcome to another makeup and a movie where I do the makeup.
And I talk about a movie.
And today we are not talking about a movie. No, we're not.
It's going to be a TV show called Fuller House.
Fuller House.
You might have heard of it. It's on Netflix. If
Maybe.
you don't have Netflix, I feel really sorry for you.
Why? Anyway, if you are interested in following us on social media, it will appear down here. And then I will be doing this makeup look that you see right here with the Lorac Matte Pro palette and the Rimmel one and only lipstick. So if you're interested in seeing how I did this look and what we thought about Fuller House, make sure that you keep watching. I will put what I have used on my face so far down in the description box down below. But I did want to highlight a couple new things I'm using. Yesterday I got this Maybelline Dream Velvet foundation, and I'm using 10 Porcelain Ivory, which is like the third lightest shade. And I wasn't sure I would like it because it's kind of pink when I put it on the back of my hand, but it doesn't seem to look too bad on my face. And then I'm using this. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. This stuff is like $4 and I like it. It has kind of a hairspray scent to it, but it's not too bad. I use it every day. I feel like the bottle's kind of cute and tiny though. Yeah. But you know, it's Wet n Wild, so if you're looking for something that is kind of the same as that $15 Urban Decay stuff, this might work. And lastly, I did want to give a shout out to somebody who had sent me these little beauty sponges to review. They are by a brand called Beautilee, and that's with 2 E's, not a Y. And they have this like pack where you can get 2 of these beauty sponges and then like a little like powder brush. And she sent me these to review, so I did. You know, I have been using these and I really like them. They are kind of like a beauty blender, but they're more like a sponge that you get from, like, I don't know if you guys use the Up and Up beauty blenders, but they're kind of like that consistency. So if you're looking for something kind of affordable, I will put the link to that down below for you also. So for today's look, I'm going more for the mom look, and I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro Matte Palette, and this is what it looks like. I have posted swatches of these already on my Instagram, so if you are looking for more swatches and whatnot, Instagram and Snapchat, you need to be following me there because I do post a lot of pictures of things like that on there. So for this look today, I will be using pink mauve right here all over the lid. I will be using a little bit of corduroy, that's this one right here, right in the crease, and then some burgundy right on the outside. It is going to have more of a smoky look to it. And then I'm going to use this white shade Linen as a highlight and in the middle. It's a really simple look that you can do like on the go using this small little palette. It's going to be great for travel too. So let's talk about Fuller House.
Alright, so Fuller House. I was excited for Fuller House to come back, or Full House to come back as Fuller House. It was announced like probably about a year ago or so, and I thought it was a really neat concept. I liked the show when I was a kid, growing up watching it. It was, you know, something that was like kind of always on somewhere, like in syndication and TGIF kind of stuff. So grew up with that and kind of grew up with the Tanner kids and all the issues they went through and stuff. So it was a neat show for me growing up in the 90s with that on TV, and kind of getting to see all of them grown up now, like how I'm grown up, I hope, kind of grown up. But yeah, everyone kind of grown up too, and kind of dealing with, you know, grown up issues, and them kind of in the same situation that the adults were in the first series, you know, like, you know, single dad with kids and having, you know, friends helping them out. Yeah,
it's kind of the same, like, it's the same just with the kids. I mean, for me, like, the TGIF lineup, that was iconic of my high school years. Yeah, that tells you how old I am. I'm actually the same age as a lot of the people who are now parents in Fuller House. So I feel like this is kind of like indicative of like my life and my childhood. But TGIF literally was one of those times on Thursday nights, or Friday nights. No, because they moved it to Thursday nights. Thank goodness it's funny, because they were no longer on Friday. It was Thank Goodness It's Fridays where they started, but then they went to Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the money shot. That's the money shot. No, that's not what I mean. The money spot is Thursday nights. I don't know. That's why Scandal's on that time right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my family would, starting on Fridays and then also on Thursdays, Cosby's was on Thursdays also, we would literally watch TV together. That was like standard, this is what we're doing those nights. So for me, this was a very like nostalgic show, you know, and I never really understood like how cheesy it was back then. TV was cheesy back then.
Yeah.
Like so cheesy. And this show is still the same as it was back then. So cheesy, but in a good way.
I watched the first episode and then watched the next 2 episodes. And initially I don't know, this is slightly cringy. It's very self-aware. I don't know. I don't know, just at first I was like, I don't know, maybe it was just because I watched it by myself and just was being too critical of it. I don't know, or I expected too much, but then I was just like, I thought it was just me. Because then like a couple of days later I was mentioning it in the car to Laney. I was like, so have you watched it yet? And she was like, have you heard of all the terrible reviews? And I'm like, wait, what? Oh, I'm not the only one that felt that way, felt that way about the show. I did, I initially watched the first 2 episodes and then I went and watched a third one. I don't know, I kind of, you know, got over it. I kind of realized, you know, this is what the show is and what it was, and it's not that terrible. Yeah. I mean, it's goofy, it's fun. And you can't
take it seriously.
You can't, because they definitely
They're not taking themselves seriously. There are many mentions of, this is what happened back then and let's make fun of it. Let's make fun of ourselves and what we did, but at the same time still keep the general spirit of the show.
Yeah.
Which is family and community and how people who aren't necessarily related to you by blood can be family.
Family still, yeah. Yeah, and it still, it deals with, you know, those kind of, you know, realish things while still being goofy, and it still hits all the right spots with that stuff.
Exactly.
Which is nice. So the characters, we have all of the characters back except for Michelle, but we have DJ Tanner back, who was the older daughter. She is widowed with 3 kids. She has
Her
3
husband
boys.
was a firefighter? Yeah.
Yep.
And she's a veterinarian.
I don't know if that was ever mentioned in the original series, like that was something she wanted to do.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. And I watched the entire thing, but I can't remember.
But I was like, if that is something she mentioned before, that's kind of neat that she kind of grew up to do something like that. And then you have Stephanie, the middle sister. She is now a DJ, so now she's DJ Tanner.
And so now there's 2 DJ Tanners.
Yes. I mean, she was always kind of like jealous of her older sister, so you kind of see where that's going. And I guess she was in London working as a DJ there at the beginning of the series. Let's see, there is Kimmy. She's back. She is, I don't know, she's not, I don't think she's next door.
No, she moved in. Like she...
Well, yeah, she moved in, but...
But she didn't live next door before she moved in.
Yeah, I don't think she was there anymore. But yeah, she has a daughter. She's a single mom too, as well. She divorced her
Latin husband.
Yeah, Fernandez Guerrero, that guy.
So it's funny because her daughter, it kind of really takes after her dad in a way, because she does the whole Spanish thing a lot of the time. So it's pretty, I think it's kind of funny.
But she's got that goofiness of Kimmy in her.
Totally.
That, you know, it makes her, she's actually a really interesting character. I kind of think she's kind of
She's not as annoying as Kimmy was, for sure. And I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they made it like that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use Colourpop Koosh. Since we're doing a show from the 80s, I thought let's do a Colourpop 80s color. And this is going to go on my lid. And then I'm going to use Jessie's Girl Liner. It's coming back. I'm almost out of this too. I need to get more. And then I'm using this, which I got in a boxy charm for January. This is the Blinc Amplified Mascara. And it's the kind where you like put it on and it's supposed to make tubes, and then you can just kind of basically take a little bit of water and take the tubes off your eyelashes. I have not found that that works for me. I don't know if I necessarily like this, but I'm still testing it out. So I don't know, any of you who've got this in your boxy charm, let me know what you think of this, because I'm not sure what I think of this. So yeah, we were talking about what people do. I have to say they brought back DJ's boyfriend.
Steve.
From Steve.
Yeah.
I don't really know what he does except for eat and own Comet Jr. Jr.
Yeah.
because I'm only in the second episode, but...
Yeah. But Comet's kind of sort of back. Yeah, Comet Junior.
Basically, what they're saying, Steve got married, like, Steve was going to propose to DJ at their prom, but he did not. And then he ended up getting married, and then I think he got divorced. They didn't really say it, but, like, so he's not married anymore. And, you know, DJ's husband died. So Steve is kind of like, oh, hey, we're both single now. I know you're not ready, but hey, we're single. So obviously I think they're going to go back down that whole thing with, they should have been together. Like, I understand what they're doing, but...
Yeah. With the few episodes I've seen, you'll see. Yeah, some stuff's going to be coming.
Okay, good.
And it's interesting. I'm interested to see what happens with DJ's storyline as far as, like, relationships and stuff. So, yeah, because that seems like something's going to happen there with that. So, her dad and Aunt Becky. So yeah, her dad and Aunt Becky, they still have a show, but they actually have now a nationally syndicated show that's down in LA. So they're moving down there to do the show. John Stamos' uncle Jessie is still doing music, and he's going to LA obviously with his wife Becky. And then Uncle Joey is out in Vegas. He has a comedy act out there, which is, you know, only natural, which is funny. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they didn't say he was doing a show in Branson, because I could have sworn he was doing a show in Branson when I lived out there. So,
well, Vegas is easier to commute to than Branson from San Francisco.
The family's still all kind of close by, even though they're, you know, not in San Francisco.
And then the twins, Nikki and Alex, are in college on the 6-year plan, aka surfing. But yes, they are still in college, and they kind of make an appearance, the two of them, and it's pretty funny. Oh, and then, so Danny is remarried. And I do not remember, did he get remarried in the original series, or did this happen between the two?
I think it might have happened after, because I remember he was in a relationship for a while with one woman. That was not this woman. Not this woman.
She's just kind of like there, like this new woman. She's just like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know what's happening, and I don't think she's going to be around very much, so I don't know if it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, it might come back later. So, that, I mean, but that's, you know, nice.
Yeah, that he has someone, and, yeah.
Because, I mean, he had that big house. But it seemed like also, I guess, even before, like, the series started, the situation with DJ and her husband, you know, him passing away, happened somewhat before this started, and she moved back in with her father, because all her stuff's there already, and the kids are already living there. So all of that's already kind of established. The show has 13 episodes in its first season, and it just recently got renewed for a second season.
That's cool.
So we'll be going on further with the Fuller Tanner group.
I feel like, as far as what they're trying to do, it's pretty funny, because they are poking fun at themselves, and, you know, they'll make mention of things that happen, like, you know, Mr. Woodchuck, he comes back and, you know, makes an appearance, and, you know, they talk about things they said, like, have mercy and how rude, and, you know, things that are iconic of that show, you know? So, I don't know, I mean, I kind of would hope to see, you know, Stephanie develop more and actually grow up. I did hear, and I'm not going to reveal what it is, there is something that happens with her that is revealed about her, which I think is going to make her grow up a little bit more, and I don't know when they're going to actually say it, but I did read about that, and so I was kind of like, okay, I like where this is going. Like, as long as you're not taking this show seriously, and you're just really enjoying it for what the nostalgia of it, what it used to be, I think you'll be fine. I'm using the Ardell Natural Lashes in 124, and I'm going to put those on while we're talking. Cross your fingers, everybody. We kind of decided, okay, let me talk about why we decided to do this anyway. So we had kind of a busy weekend because Chris has started his new chocolate business where he sells Dove chocolate. And we had quite a few parties this weekend that we had to do, and we were going to go see Zootopia because that's what came out this weekend, and didn't really plan ahead, I guess, because they went to go see, I had a migraine, so I stayed home, but they went to go see it, and it was sold out. So
the whole night.
The whole night.
Every show. There's like 3 shows left. It was like 7 o'clock. All 3 shows sold out already. And there were still like more families like piling in and leaving because they were angry because there was sold out show. All right, so some trivia. The original series was on the air. It had 8 seasons, 192 episodes.
Wow.
So it aired originally starting in September of '87. And then it went off the air in May of '95. That was the last episode, 1995. I felt like it was a little bit later than that.
No, it was right about the time that I went to college.
That would have been the time I ended 5th grade.
You're young.
Yeah,
no, I graduated.
I was older when that ended.
You said it was May '95?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my freshman year of college. So yeah, I don't know if I watched that last season. I may have.
I remember it because I remember them advertising it and being like, "This is the end. It's over." And like the episode was kind of like this season of Fuller House. It was kind of self-aware in that it's like, this is the end. We're all going off on our own ways. Like,
right.
You know, like different people were going off and doing different stuff from what I can remember of that last episode.
Right.
So I kind of remembered that they were making a big deal of it. But I don't know. I felt like it was later. They actually had to rebuild the exterior of the house on the Warner Brothers lot because the original house where they filmed it, that house you always see in like the shots when they kind of zoom in, they're like, there's the house. The people that own it now want nothing to do with the show. They were like, no, don't want it. We already have people out there taking pictures of our house every day. No. So,
I mean, and if you guys know anything about San Francisco, like, where that house is that house is worth a lot of money, and I think they actually like say something like that too. When they're like,
"Do you know how much this house is worth?"
Yeah, because it's like in the middle of a park almost. Like like you see that like stretch of grass that's like right next to a park.
It's prime. It's beautiful. That whole area is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love San Francisco. I miss California so much, and
yeah,
Corey and I are always like, it's our city. You know, we want to go back and. I miss it.
Yeah.
Before he goes on, I'm just going to talk to you about lipstick. This is actually a new product. It's the Rimmel The Only One is what it's called, because it's basically telling you this is the only lipstick you ever need, apparently, and it's moisturizing and long-lasting, and the shade I have is called 200. It's a keeper. And I will tell you it's not as long-lasting as they say it is, but it is moisturizing, so you will see, and I'll kind of tell you. And if you do not like that Rimmel lipstick smell, you will not like this. It has that lipstick. It's fruity, but a little bit flowery, and so if I know there are some people that are like, I just can't do this smell. This is probably not for you.
So this show, Fuller House, is just like the original show. It's a sitcom with a live studio audience, which makes for, you know, kind of an interesting watch of it, you know, with them all, you know, cheering and things like that, and the ooh,
especially because a lot of them have watched the show, and you can tell because they'll do like kind of smaller jokes, and people will totally think it's funny.
Yeah,
they'll get it.
They'll get into it and cheer that, you know, someone referenced that line again or did that kind of thing. So it's fun. The live studio audience fits up to 300 audience members, so there's 300 people there at a time watching the show. Which is fun. That was something I always wanted to do when I lived out in the West Coast, was go to a live show taping.
I did it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Funny enough, I actually went to a couple, but the one I remember was Working, and it was a Fred Savage TV show that was very short-lived. But yeah, we did that in college, and that was interesting. It was fun. Yeah.
I always wanted to go to that 70s show.
Oh yeah.
Because I like that one a lot. I watched that show. Let's see. The first episode of Fuller House is called Our Very First Show Again, a reference to the very first episode of the original series, Our Very First Show.
Let me tell you about the lipstick. It feels like it's sliding on my lips a little bit, but like I said, it is moisturizing, but I have a feeling that this is just gonna, I mean, every time I've worn it in the past, it's been gone within like an hour or two, so I don't really know that it lives up to the hype of being the only lipstick you're ever gonna need, but I really like the color of it. I think it's very natural. I like it a lot.
The theme song for Fuller House, do you know who does the song?
No, I know it's a girl, right? Okay.
Yep, it's Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, well that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of, it's cool. The theme, it's exactly the same theme, except it's more bouncy and modern. And if you guys want to see something really funny, in the first episode, the intro is basically, half of it is watching the girls in their, as they were a child when they first started the show, and then as they grow up. The second half of the theme is when they're introducing the adults, and they recreate exactly the same intro that they did before. So it's like a side-by-side comparison of what they look like, and I was laughing really hard because they never changed. Like, it was the same for the adults. It was always the same shot in the introduction. The kids changed. And I think that was funny that they, like, it's some of these, like, little details, like, that's funny. Like, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't have really thought about that. But no, there's so many references to the original show that if you really like the original show, you'll probably like the show. I didn't think I was going to. I really didn't. I thought, oh god, it's gonna be Cheese Fest, and no. But no, I actually really, I liked it.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
It ended 21 years ago, which, and everyone looked like they did well afterwards. I mean,
and which they also said, they're like, oh look, aren't we such good-looking people? Like, haven't aged at all.
The Mr. Woodchuck puppet that you were talking about that they brought out, that was actually a gift given to Dave Coulier from Jimmy Fallon to use in the show. He had one made because he was a huge fan of Dave Coulier. The original woodpecker had been the original puppet had been destroyed by Dave's yellow Labrador after the original series ended. Oh, yeah. I have Dave Coulier fun facts. My college professor in speech, he was a comedian, and he actually did the same circles as Dave Coulier. There was a picture of him on the wall of him holding Robin Williams from the Mork and Mindy days. Like, so he did that circuit, right? So, and I went to a fairly small private college, so to have that guy there was like, that's amazing. Yeah. So he would tell stories about the jackalope, and if you remember from Full House when you talk about the jackalope, he would tell stories about Dave Coulier and him with the jackalope, and I don't know if it was a joke or if he was meaning it to be like, you know, for serious, but he would always say that Dave Coulier stole that bit from him. Yeah, so it was like this like little friendly rivalry thing, but oh my gosh, it was funny. It was funny. We heard a lot of stories about Dave Coulier when we were in college. So yeah, I always liked him actually when I watched the original series. I thought like Uncle Joey was really cool. Like he was like goofy and he was like a kid, but
yeah. So yes, so if you like things like this, make sure that you are subscribing and look down below because we got a lot of other movies or makeup in a movie in our playlist, and I still can't talk because it's almost, yeah, anyway, so thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep calm,
stay zany,
bye.